Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast, Hustle Haven. We are your hosts. I am Tiesha Renee.
And I'm River the Realtor.
And welcome back, y'all. We're back with another phenomenal episode per usual.
Season 2, episode 2.
Season 2, episode 2. Play that number today.
Okay, I love it.
If you're tuning on YouTube, of course, you can see that we are joined by another phenomenal guest. As we already mentioned, this season, y'all, we are bringing all the experts. Like, you're getting gems from us, but we're also bringing others to come give you even more gems. Like, we're giving you what you asked us for, okay?
Literally.
So let me go ahead and introduce today's guest. We have Caleb Ziegler.
Hello.
He is a seasoned entrepreneur, real estate investor, and founder of Social One, which is a media and marketing agency with over 6 years of industry experience. He specializes in content creation, personal branding, hint, hint, and business growth that also he also models and shares his creativity through the power of social media. Now, he didn't include this in his bio, but I have to mention that he was recently featured as one of the 50 most beautiful
people in Atlanta, right?
People in Atlanta.
I saw that.
Thank you. My gosh, I didn't know what was coming out of your mouth next.
Only good things.
I'm hoping this rubs off on me. I would like to get on that list next year.
Okay, so
Put it out there.
If you're not on YouTube, get on YouTube because we have one of the most beautiful people in the room.
Hello.
Okay. Welcome, Caleb.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for
course.
coming. We are so happy to have you. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about personal branding. I think as entrepreneurs, sometimes that we forget, we kind of focus on the business branding, but we forget that personal branding is just as important. Like, you have to brand yourself so that people want to invest in you and invest in your business.
Yeah, and I think also, just to add, it's a quick follow-up to the episode we did the last week with Julia. We talked a lot about just like your business, social media, and she did touch a little bit on the personal. So I think having you
being
here
authentic,
really, exactly.
Yeah,
he said something before we started about your offline and your online. So really kind of talking about your personal presence. So I'm very excited about that.
Yes, y'all, it's gonna be another fire episode. So let's jump right into it. Okay,
Let's do it.
We first like to just start off with, let's hear about your journey to entrepreneurship, because everyone's journey is so different. I think it's always inspiring for people to hear different aspects of how people became entrepreneurs. So let's kind of touch on that first.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I never envisioned myself, honestly.
As an entrepreneur?
Really? No.
Surprises me. I don't see you working for anybody.
Right. Well, I had several years of management, so I always was kind of someone in a leadership role, but always had someone above me.
Right.
So it took, several years of content creation. I've been doing content creation for 6-7 years.
Okay, before it was really called even content creation.
Right. I'm an OG. Okay. This is hence why I'm
True
where I
it
am
is,
where I am
not new
today.
it is, yes.
Right. But I think for me, like, having your personal brand is the first thing that someone sees.
Right.
Before you introduce your business, before you introduce what you do for a living, it's your presence. It's your energy that you bring into the room. Everyone calls me like a little ball of sunshine when I walk into the room, but
You are.
You literally are.
Even when we had our phone call, I was like, oh my God, River, I
She
love his
texted me,
energy.
she's like, this is going to be
I was like, this is
so
going to be a great episode.
amazing.
His personality, like, it just feels good. It feels authentic. It feels, and I feel like you also give me that Southern feel.
The
And
charm.
that's me, like a little, Southern. I don't like to say country
charm.
bumpkin.
The charm.
we'll say a little je ne sais quoi.
Little something, I like
charm,
it.
yeah.
I love it.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah.
So is that how you got into? Did you start off in content creation? Is that your first entrepreneurial?
It was my first entrepreneurial move.
Okay.
It's definitely something that grew into a former role that I was in. I was hired by a lender and I worked for them for about 4 years, ran dozens of social media accounts for them, which is kind of where I learned. And I was already decent at my own content. They saw the creativity, they saw I had a vision. And just my work ethic.
Right.
I'm definitely a Virgo. We were talking about this earlier. I'm definitely one where I like to see things from start to finish and then deliver that end result. And I get gratitude from, like, that gets me off, is like my clients, seeing the result and getting business from my business.
Right.
So having your personal brand out there first and foremost, I think it's more important than your online presence is your offline presence.
Okay.
I think that's the part where people need to focus first and foremost, because that drives the first key element into like having a good brand, which is like authenticity.
Yeah.
You know, do you know yourself? Who are you? Who do you want to become?
Right, because I feel like if you don't know like your personal brand and what you want individually, you can easily lose sight of what you want for your business as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's easy to get lost in the mix.
Yeah,
I think
for
like
sure.
to add on to that, I think one big thing is like who you are as a person really does add on to like the values of your business.
Right.
One thing we always talk about is like, what is your like value statement? What is it about you as a business owner, as an entrepreneur that kind of makes you special, or what is it that's important to you? And I think when you kind of build yourself as a personable, person, these are the things that are important to me in my personal life that also transcends in business. So I know for me, family values is something that's super big, and just caring and kindness, and those are things that carry over in my business. And so I kind of never thought about like how who you are as a person, how that really does lead into your entrepreneurial journey
and the success of your business. Like you said, like you're a family person. I feel like that goes into your why as well.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as a business owner, if you lose sight of that why, like your business is not going to continue to grow, because like, why are you doing this?
Yeah,
like if you're just doing something simply to get paid, like we're all looking to get paid. Like we all need to get paid. We all need the money. But if you don't love what you're doing, if what you're doing doesn't come from a place of like, you know what, this is something that I live by, this is something that I'm passionate about, this is something that I see has value, brings value to others, then like you're just gonna be here for short term and not long term.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think for me, like the biggest part is what separates you from everybody else.
Right.
I tell this to real estate agents all the time, which is one of my niches in my industry is the real estate industry. Listing photos,
But
video
most of your
photos,
clientele
lifestyle.
are realtors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Majority of them. That's how I kind of started getting in.
That's awesome.
I'm known in this industry, so that's the part where Caleb Ziegler, my brand, my personal brand, has jumped forth my business because of the connections I make, because everyone knows my name, and I do keep those separate. Caleb Ziegler is also a model. I understand. I speak the language in real estate. Social One is just part of that.
Yeah, just like the different things under your big umbrella.
Yeah, I think that goes great into like what you're saying as far as like how you're building these networks with these people. Like, let's talk about networking and how you put yourself into these rooms, into these places and positions that give you these opportunities. Because with your business, I know that you mentioned that you were just at a conference like shooting over 4,000 agents.
Yeah,
that's a huge client to have.
Yes.
Would you consider your business a small business? Because not everybody says it's a small business.
I would consider it as a small business because it's just me.
Right.
Okay.
So you're a very small
entrepreneur.
business. So for a small business to work with a client that is shooting over 4,000 agents, like how has being in these rooms, like how have you used your personal brand to network and build those opportunities? Deep question, I know.
I know. I actually just got told by someone, because I'm always curious about the first impressions of me. We always work towards that. We always strive for a great first impression because, we're in sales at the end of the day. Someone told me that I'm very unapproachable. They got that vibe off of my social media, and I was like, really? I was
That's not what I get.
I don't get that at all.
I don't get that at all.
Okay,
But
good.
you know what I also think? It's not about what you post and what you're displaying. It's about the person who's viewing it and how
and where they are in their lives.
Exactly. Because some person can look at it like, oh my God, like us, like, oh my God, I love him. Like, he's so great. And some people can just be a hater.
That's true. It's
true. Doing too much.
I feel like their personal insecurities really does shape your vision.
Exactly.
This is one of Atlanta's most beautiful people. So but if you're someone who's struggling with that as one of your insecurities, I think to see that and project, you would think that. So I think people's perception does play a lot into like what insecurities they have about themselves. But I can see how someone could feel like that if that's what their back end story.
If that's all they see.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah, get to know me. Get to know somebody. I think for me, going back to your question with networking, it's always making sure that you talk to somebody. It's not showing up to a networking event just to say you did, check it off, you put it on your Instagram story. Grab a drink, the free drink that's provided. I'm sure you get a free ticket. It's more than just that. I'm here to educate y'all. It's work in the room. It is hitting every corner. It's touching base with every single person. And it's not about, like, that's the thing is, like, even any industry, even in social media management and collaboration, it's about collaboration. It's not a competition. We're all in the same industry. We're all doing things similar in a way, you know, real estate, social media. I mean, we have crossing paths.
Yeah.
You know, help one another, collaborate, refer.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I
I think that's what people like kind of misinterpret too. Like when you're in the rooms of people that are in your industry, like yes, we're in the same industry, but like you mentioned, like referring, or you never know if from a real estate perspective, when you may have a listing that I have a client who's interested in it.
Yeah.
You know, I know this person, like let me give her a call. Like those are the type of things that can help you grow and not feel like I guess hurting you because you're in the same room with people who are in the same industry. Like you have to flip your perspective and flip how you think about it, and then that'll kind of change.
Yeah, I think with networking, it's so crazy because early on, that was something that I really shied away from. Yeah. And it was for two reasons. I had the mentality the first way, like, I don't want to go into like a room full of agents.
They don't trust people.
And like, I'm an agent, you're an agent, like you're not my client. So I kind of had posed it as like, why am I in the room networking with other agents when we're doing the same thing? Not really understanding the value of just like adding into your space. But then to your point, I think there's a certain level of like intent. Like going to a networking event and realizing like, no, I'm not here just for the free drinks, right? I need to rub elbows with a certain amount of people, a certain demographic of people that feed into my business. So I think now when I go into like networking events or just spaces, I'm intentional about like, okay, who do I want to make sure I connect with while I'm here? Who do I want to make sure I exchange information with? What is my target market in this one room? Because I think when you go in with some intent, it gives you a little bit more of a play to kind of go with versus leaving and just feeling like, I'm a little turned, I had a good night, I had a couple drinks.
Like that.
Like I showed my face, they saw me, like, no, they saw you, but they don't know
they still don't know you. Exactly.
Yeah, I always make it a mission to like have a certain number, like, okay, how many people do I want to make sure that I connect with, that I make sure I at least give my business information to before I leave out of this room.
Absolutely.
I want to ask you this though, how do you differentiate like what networking events you feel like, or like what groups of people you want to rub elbows with? How do you differentiate, especially in Atlanta, because it's always something. How do you differentiate the ones that are going to add value to your brand and your business versus the ones that are like, okay, this is a kiki?
Yeah. I think as entrepreneurs, our main goal is to fix a problem.
Okay.
Or fill a void, or you know, add a service that you see a demand for. Hence where I am today. I saw the demand for social media, especially in the COVID pandemic.
Right.
You know, that increased business.
That's exactly when it took off.
Absolutely.
You ain't got no choice, can't go nowhere.
Yeah, you're just gonna scroll. You're just gonna scroll.
No
Thank you,
networking.
thumbs. But I think the important part of figuring out which networking events that you want to is like your audience, right? Who do you cater to might be different from who River, you know, caters to the audience, or where someone might be lacking in a certain department, or you know, like for me, like I'm part of several different nonprofits that are all different minority leagues, just to see where I can help, because I acknowledge my privilege, but I want to help those, especially in like home ownership. You know, that's to me is like the biggest thing. And I know I teach a lot about real estate. I talk about real estate a lot, but that's
Which
my
is
world,
why
y'all. That's my world.
I thought he was an agent. He sent me his bio. I was like, well, he forgot to say he was an agent. He was a real estate investor.
I think that's a testament, though. I think that's a true testament to your brand, because you said like majority of your business or where you started was kind of in this real estate.
Absolutely.
So for you to be so immersed in this industry that people think that you're a realtor, I think that goes to show like how well your brand is transcending, because I truly thought like, oh, he's an agent, top producer at that.
It's showing up to the events. It's always just showing up, showing support, gaining new knowledge, networking with people that you normally wouldn't meet in wherever your area is, wherever you're living. It's gaining new people to, like I said, refer. All my business, I haven't had to sell anything of my business because it's all referrals. All people see me at
majority of my business referrals as well.
It pays for itself.
Yeah, and that honestly that speaks volumes to your business, but it also speaks volumes to you as a person and an individual, when so many people are like, you know what, you should go work with her.
Right.
Or you should go work with him because he's amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
back to personal brand.
Exactly, personal brand.
Gotta work on it, guys.
Work on your personal brand.
Right.
So what are some key things that you think make up a strong personal brand?
Ooh, okay. So I think 3 things.
Okay.
Authenticity.
Period. That's always number 1, guys.
I feel like that's
always.
Be yourself.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, you see certain things, you're trying to fit a certain mold. You're trying to stay relevant through reels. You're trying to, you know, do something you see trending. But I mean, that's cute.
But is that
like,
you?
are you gonna stand out from when I'm scrolling?
Right.
You know, how
Because
do
if everybody
I?
doing a day in their life, it's like, what made your day so special?
Okay.
Right.
Let me say, that's
Absolutely.
Robert.
You got a few seconds to capture my attention.
Literally.
You know, I would say the second most important key element into that branding aspect would be consistency. It's so easy to post something and like,
That's it.
that's it, go away. But you need to.
I'm that. I'm gonna go ahead and take that bullet.
I get it. It's hard.
Is good, Tiesha. I appreciate you.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Thank you for being
I
accountable.
get it in that way. I get it in the way where you post for so many social media accounts, it's hard to maintain your own.
Right.
And that's the thing a lot with, I have so many gems right now I want to drop.
Do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Drop the mic.
Okay. I think it is important to only have one Instagram account versus.
Okay, let's talk about that. Because
And
that
I-
is
Is that where y'all were going?
I wasn't, but I do like this
one.
topic.
Okay.
Okay, I want to hear why though. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm against it.
Ooh, okay. Hang on, let me think of a professional way to say it.
You could give us a
You
little
can keep it cute or you
Cute,
can keep it.
okay.
Tell us the truth.
I think for some people they're asking me, should I keep it separate? Should I just blend it all together? We want to know who you are. There's over 86,000 agents in the state of Georgia.
Right.
What makes you you? What separates you from you can do anything, but everyone can do the same house.
Okay.
They can all do listing photos with a certain photographer. What makes you you, and that goes all the way back to the genuine, the authenticity. So I think you have to incorporate your face, your name, and your brand in your Instagram, and I think it should be one page. People need to know
Like what you're doing
how you
outside
relate.
of your profession.
Yeah.
Like, who are you like as a person?
Do you go to Fetch, dog park?
Right.
Like people love food, babies, and puppies, y'all.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
That's
supposed to my
true.
dog more.
Right.
No, people don't even know you have a dog. I want to say this. I
don't know
think
my
that
realtor.
literally. Here's what I've always struggled with. I tell this story all the time. When I first started real estate, I want to say I was like, it's like 4 years ago. So I was like 23 or 24.
Okay.
And River at 23 or 24 was probably not the agent that a lot of my clients today would want to work with. And it's
you was
not because
outside.
I was having a ball. Like my version of having a good time and other people's version of having a good time looks very different. Okay? It teaches on. But I felt like I never wanted to be judged or ridiculed because, me and my friends, we drink Hennessy and we stand on the tables. Allegedly, right? This never happened, guys. I'm just saying if that was the image, right?
Right. Keep it
But I
cute.
never want I never wanted like a client or someone who was interested in working with me from a real estate perspective to say like, oh, well, she's doing these things. I can't be great in this area too. So not to say that I do have a separate Instagram, but that's why I always wanted to keep my personal life separate. I think now that I'm a little bit older, I'm obviously a little bit more mature. I can't even drink in the same capacity that I did before. It looks different. So me sharing those aspects of my life are different. But like, what about those things that are like super personal to you? Like, should you just eliminate from social media in general, or like that's kind of always been my struggle?
See, I think there's certain tools that social media allows us, like the close friends. Close friend stories.
Just posting your close friends.
Just
Like
posting
if
your
you're
close
trying to
friends.
be crazy,
Yeah.
posting your close friends.
You get to choose who
That's it.
sees it. I
Yeah.
think.
And they also
But that's
have it where
also
you can
new.
post on
Like
your
remember,
page
4
too,
years
right?
ago there was no close friends.
Absolutely.
But you can post on your page as a close friend too,
See,
right?
that
Yep.
gets scary.
Yeah, I thought I saw somebody there. I was like,
But I
is this
changed my close
cool?
friends so much.
I never posted my
know?
close friend because I post nothing,
That's true.
and that's bad. I never posted my close
Consistency.
friends. I know.
Okay,
Consistency.
so but you're saying all together, people, and I agree with that. I do think the more that I show River, show me outside of work, show my personal, I think it made me more relatable to a lot of people,
Because
and it
somebody can
made
connect
people.
to you, like, oh, she likes to,
Yeah.
you know,
So I like that. I think there's a
dog
way to
dog
do
park.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
There's a way. Okay, what are the other gems? So keep the personal with the
Oh.
business.
We got
I say,
authentic,
yeah.
we got consistency.
Clarity.
Ooh.
I think.
Let's get into that.
I think clarity is like it goes into hand in hand with authenticity, right?
Yeah.
I think clarity is something where we need a clear vision of your values of your brand.
Yes.
You know
love
what
that.
you stand for. What's your brand identity? You know, for me, it's. I mean, you see that I'm on like the board for the LGBTQ plus real estate professionals. You know, there's certain things that ties to you outside of real estate. It doesn't have to be real estate, but certain things that you do
Right.
that people will, like another
Align
aspect of
to.
people getting to know you.
I like the
If it's
clarity
on
conversation.
brand.
I like the clarity conversation because I think, like, for me, I relocated here from Chicago. And, like, one thing I'm real big on is, like, my natural hair. Like, y'all probably will never see it, but I'm, like...
I'm about to say, what?
But, like,
You
I'm big
never wear
on,
your
like,
natural
taking
hair.
care of it, though, right? And I
Okay,
feel like
yeah.
a lot of new stylists, they're not really into natural hair care.
True.
So when I was, like, looking for a stylist, I would type in, like, hashtag natural hair, ATL natural hair, trying to find somebody. And I remember I found the girl who still does my natural hair to this day, and I found this other girl. The girl that I saw the first time, I mean, she was absolutely amazing, but she was also, like, selling pickles and, like, doing waist beads and, like, just
Doing
all type of
taxes.
stuff, taxes, all types of stuff. And I'm like... I'm confused, like the clarity,
Notary.
right? I didn't
Be
really
clear?
understand.
Okay,
And for me, it
okay.
was just like, is this just like a side thing for you? You don't really care about natural hair. But the girl who I
Okay.
ended up going with, her page was all about natural hair care, the products you use. And it was very evident to me, like, this stylist specializes in this. I want to go there with her because I understand that this is what her brand is about. And I feel like that, to me, I never really understood what to call that, but I think that's the clarity piece of it, really understanding what you value and, like, what your business proposition is. Like,
That's when people haven't found their niche. You just trying
Anything.
every and anything at this very moment to see which one of these things are going to do the best.
And
you
see,
don't
for
really-
me, that's what separates an entrepreneur from an entrepreneur.
Oh, what's entrepreneur?
can we write that down on the screen?
Entrepreneur.
I
think it's
like
some-
that.
I just caught the manure part. Oh,
Like, okay, we need that going down on the screen. Please give us the definition.
No,
give
I
us the
think.
definition.
Well, this is a Calebism, right?
I love it.
Calebism.
Calebism.
Oh, God.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
you
start some
guys, in the show
riverism.
notes, we're going to have a
Y'all ain't ready.
dictionary,
Y'all ain't
a
ready.
glossary
Little
for you to
thesaurus.
reference the language.
I love this.
I think, like you say, anyone tries anything till they just do something to make money.
Right.
You know, I think the passion is the P for entrepreneurship. If your passion's not there, you know, you're just doing it to do something and make money. I mean, don't get me wrong, get your bag. Do what you got to do.
Right.
But I think passion definitely elevates it. It makes you, it helps your drive. It helps you, you know, keep consistent. Because you know, I mean, sales, right? It's hard.
Yeah.
And any entrepreneur, you are in sales.
The entrepreneur, like, that is
That's
like
crazy.
a gem, and I literally love that.
We might have to
because
name that the episode.
I think so.
Okay.
I think
Are you an
so.
down.
entrepreneur
Or
or entrepreneur?
Yeah, I love
They're
that.
going to be like, what?
We talk
Yeah.
about this all the time. I feel like on
Right?
this show about being an entrepreneur. Obviously, this is still our job. This is our career. It's the way we
Right.
make money. It's the way we feed our families. But passion being like that middle piece, like if you're not passionate, especially about real estate, because again, you could work with a client for 8 months and they can never buy a house. You could have wasted all the time in the world. Like your passion, your heart has to really lie into this.
Because that can make you quit. You could be like, you know what? That's not going to
I'll
work
go
for
back
me.
to corporate.
Right. Absolutely.
But then if you have that passion, I feel like when you have passion for something, no matter how bad it can get,
Yeah.
you always see the good. Or you always can see, like, you know what? Maybe I haven't had a client for, 5 months. But you know what? These next 5 months, I'm going
Right.
to be having 4 or 5 clients per month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Seeing
saying?
that
Like,
light
you're
at
going to
the
have
end.
to have that passion. If you don't have that, then it's kind of like you're going to give up very, very easily.
You get
And
burnt
that's
out.
going to be, you're going to miss the optimism. Because you
Yeah.
have to be, I feel like, I said that before. Entrepreneurs, you got to be optimistic.
Yeah, Tiesha's the most
Especially-
optimistic person I've ever met in my life.
Okay, it can be pouring down, and I'm like, you know what? This is a great time for me to just relax. And then when the sun come out, like,
Yeah.
I try to always find, like, you know what? This is bad, but, like, what's the good for me?
Tiesha
Find the
literally is
light.
one of those people that lives by the motto, every day the sun doesn't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow.
Okay,
Because
tomorrow's gonna be
genuinely, like, it could be the worst day in the world, and I will call her. She's like, Grand Risings, good morning. God bless you. What's going? And it's like, that's the thing that really keeps me going. Just kind of really understanding, like, okay, this is bigger than me. So in reference to like the clarity thing and just kind of bringing in the things you're passionate about outside of course, like your regular line of work, how do you pull in those other things you're passionate about? Just kind of bring it all full circle.
Okay. So one thing that is new in my world is modeling.
I can't believe that's new. I don't believe you.
It's true.
Not the most beautiful Atlantic.
I can't believe
It's
that's
new.
new. Okay.
It's new. I mean, it's one thing to, always pose in front of like your iPhone camera
Yeah.
for
Right.
a good social media
Doing it
post.
professionally.
Right. Yeah. Then do it professionally and being on a runway.
I
And
saw.
doing look.
Very
another
cute,
one's
very
coming up
demure.
soon.
Oh,
Okay.
we go. Look, me and Tiesha coming.
Serial
So-
entrepreneur.
I think modeling, adding that into the Caleb Ziegler brand, but then
Mm-hmm.
also having Social One. I added, I pitched the owner of, Atlanta Swim Week, and we came up with this cool promotion video and idea. And so then I took photos for upcoming models that are going to be joining us. So kind of like blending it all together,
Yeah.
where it's all just part of Caleb's world. You know, so blending that personal and passion for, you know, like I said, photography, videography, and
So from you pitching your services, you became a model. Is that what happened?
vice versa. They asked me model first.
Okay.
And then
they
you're like,
saw,
oh.
then they saw everything I did online, and they're like, "Do you mind
Period.
doing
I
some?"
love
Yes.
And reach out. I was like,
Yes.
absolutely. It was a new industry. It was a new, portfolio work, and it was new.
One thing
But
I
turn
love
into a passion.
about all of this, and we talked about this on the last episode with Julia, we get all these entrepreneurs from all these different facets, and all of it kind of blends together. I think you talking about how you can bring the things that you're passionate about into your business. I think that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. Like when you work for a corporate company or you work for someone else, it's their passions that you're bringing to life. But the fact that you are in content creation, and then you love like this beauty world, and you love real estate, and all of those things can be under your one umbrella of who you are as a brand manager, as a social media manager. Like I think
And
that
as a
is
person.
as a person, I think that is like the beauty of all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Oh my God. I love that. Okay.
I'm still on you entrepreneurs. I'm coming back.
Entrepreneur ate them up. That kind of ate me up, ate
You're
everybody up.
welcome. Right.
I love this. We'll have to get some more. What did you call it?
Calebisms.
Calebisms?
No, I can't come.
Calebism.
I'll give you two of my husband's favorites.
Okay, please.
His is better is always better.
Okay.
Better is always better.
Wait. What does that mean though?
Better
It
is
means if
always
you
better.
could do better, then do better.
Okay. Period.
Whether
Better
it's
is
for your
all-
client, whether it's for yourself, whether
Better
it's
is always
whatever.
better.
Better is
I
better.
like that.
Oh.
Okay. He has
Okay.
good taste. What's the other one?
The other
Okay.
one is you always use your powers for good.
I love that. You know
Look.
what? My daily scripture today was about doing good. Like if you can do good for a person, do it.
you
Like
should.
do it today.
Yeah.
Don't do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do it
Absolutely.
today. Yeah.
And it's in different things. You can do it in kind. You can, hand a water bottle out to someone.
Yeah.
You can fight the fight for whatever a cause.
Yeah.
You can join a board for something.
Yeah.
Whatever the passion is.
Yeah, and your husband was preaching about that yesterday in our class. So fun fact,
Shout out
his
to
husband
him. I got an
preaching
email
in
about him.
class.
He just
Yeah.
had a new position or something on some board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like
And they sent out a
president or
mass
something.
email. I work at the same company his husband does, and he's just amazing. They're both like super amazing.
Thank you. We try.
Y'all are
a little
doing
power
it.
couple of Atlanta.
Y'all doing it. Y'all gonna be on the top 50 most powerful couples in Atlanta. next.
Okay, you
Baby.
everything in Atlanta. But no, I
love
was gonna
it.
ask to end off on like tips and tricks for like building personal brand. But I feel like those two things that you just said, better
That
is
is
better.
better.
And say the
use
second
your
one,
power.
use your power for good.
Always use your power for good.
I think those are very powerful. Like I feel
you.
like in your personal brand, like do better. Like
Do
if
better.
you can do better,
Yeah.
do it. Don't today. Do it today.
Yeah.
Do it today, not tomorrow.
Just do it.
We
Do
love
it.
the
Oh, we can't
Caleb
say that. We
business.
can't say just do it, can we?
But if you had to be specific, okay, if we have to
Okay.
be specific,
Uh-huh.
let's give like one thing. What tip would you give for someone to do better
Okay.
Mm.
To reach
on
that.
their personal brand, but on social media? Tricky, tricky, right?
Tricky, very tricky.
Don't be afraid to fail. Is what I would say. People are always scared to get in front of the camera. People are always scared to post a reel, or what if it doesn't work, or they'll do it once and they'll give up. I think it's going back to consistency and authenticity. Even clarity, making sure your brand aligns. It's always just challenging yourself to put yourself out there, try new things. Things pay off.
Yeah.
In the
Once you
end,
do it,
yeah.
you're in it.
Oh my
you know?
God, I love that. And I'm going to feed off of that because I
Yeah.
feel like mine is like do something that steps out of your comfort zone. Like
Yes.
being on this podcast, sitting on this couch and looking at these cameras
Yeah.
is like, when they had proposed it before, we had a podcast with our other two friends
Yeah.
before. And I was like, y'all sure y'all don't want to just do audio?
Why was I just looking at the clip where I
Right.
said that? Taisha was literally like, "Oh, we can do an audio.
we
only
can do
podcast."
audio. Like, why we got to do
I'm like, people want to see
video?
us. They don't want to hear.
I'm just
We don't look the way like this for nothing.
First of all, I
Okay.
hate my voice. I don't want to look at myself. Like it's
But
but
you're
killing
now
it.
I love it. Now
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a podcaster.
You
And
are.
to that
host.
point, this is my first podcast in a long time.
Okay.
And so this is me putting myself out there,
You did
putting
say
in
you're
a.
gonna
You
try
did
one
try
new
something
thing.
new.
Yeah, right.
Every
See,
month.
Y'all
There
take
you go.
notes.
You got to step
Take
out of your
notes.
comfort zone. Stop doing everything that feels good. Like, because it's that one thing that you're scared of that you can do that's probably going to make your business like
Yeah, how do you
take
grow?
off. How do you
Yeah.
grow? You can't grow if you're being complacent. Complacency
Hello.
does not equal growth.
I
Okay?
agree. I love
Period. What about you, River?
Oh, I think mine would be stop trying to emulate and be the originator, right?
Period.
Stop. I think a lot of times we see things that everyone is doing, even though it's trendy and it's cool. I think you can take something from that. But I think it leads back into authenticity. Take something from it and then use it to create something that's more you.
That's
Like, I
different,
think that
yeah.
we think that there's only one right way of doing it, and it's like so many different ways that I think you can go about stuff. So I think it taps into everything. Be authentic. Don't be afraid to fail. Step outside your comfort zone. I think holistically, just come up with a good product that transcends well into who you are, what you believe in, and just kind of let that drive you. It may not get you 1 million likes or 1 million views. It may not get you like, your $1 million client, but at some point, someone's going to see what you did. They're going to notice your efforts, and I think it'll be the push you need into the right direction for your business.
Let's say it might not give you that $1 million client right away, but it
Right
will
away.
get
That's what I'm saying.
you
But it's gonna somebody
where
gonna
you
see
need
it.
to go.
Start
I feel
the
like
path.
a lot of people look at people's pages and profiles, and they don't realize how long those people have been working to build.
Okay,
and
let's do a
get to
homework
that
assignment.
point.
Everybody watching this, I want you to find your favorite influencer,
Yep.
your favorite like person in your industry, and scroll
All the way down.
and look at
2020.
to 2018.
The
And
good
really
stuff.
look
Where they
at
started.
where they started,
Uh-huh.
because I think that will really give you the encouragement you need to understand that it may not be
Ooh.
today,
Don't
but
be scrolling too much
every day the
online.
sun won't shine. But that's why we love
Tomorrow, listen, we now be giving y'all homework.
Homework.
Professor
Do
Bones,
it.
Professor Brayboy, and Professor Ziegler.
There we go. I love that. Well, look, let's grab our glasses. Let's do it.
Grab
Cheers.
our glasses.
Wait.
Let's do a cheers to another phenomenal episode, another phenomenal guest.
Yes.
Thank you so
thank
much,
y'all.
Caleb,
Thank you
for
for having
coming,
me.
dropping your Calebism.
Calebism.
Are you an entrepreneur? Are you
Entrepreneur.
manure?
Right,
We
right.
love that.
Cheers to building your professional brands. If you guys can like, comment, share, tag your BFF, tag your boss friends. Tune in, y'all. Like, keep supporting, keep loving on us, keep sending us recommendations of what you want to hear, and we're gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
Thank
We're for
y'all.
the people.
And we'll see y'all in 2
guys.
weeks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Cheers.
Bye.